This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster, my podcast.
And these are Manticores.
There's a monster in my podcast.
So here's my question for you, Gary. It says that all Manticores have the heads of human males with, long shaggy hair and beards instead of manes, right? Mm-hmm. Is that true even for the kids?
Yeah, I assume so.
Papa, bring me a boy.
It's me, the boss baby. I imagine so.
I know nothing about the movie Boss Baby except for the fact that it is a DreamWorks movie and therefore must be memed.
It is, the concept, there's a 2-word concept.
Okay.
That you need to know for the Boss Baby.
And
it is, you can follow the trail of breadcrumbs.
Okay. All right.
But it is, I think that the babies have the hair and the beard as well. Yeah. Which is kind of great. Yeah. Like a baby manticore is probably the coolest thing about a manticore. Because for like a classic monster, like I don't really feel like I get much mileage out of this that I don't get out of the chimera.
Right.
Or what's the other thing? Hippogriffs. Like any of those,
like a
just
lamia or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what if a lion was also?
Yeah. It just like that. Like so this is something that is obviously adapted from mythology, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of mythologies, especially the creature, is just what if there was a portal accident between two things that we know of that exist. That
had to have been such a just a generalized anxiety to people at the time. The fact that became such a source of monsters, right?
Yeah, so I don't think that they were worried about danger fucking and awful children. I think that maybe what that might be, and this isn't funny, this is just my best guess, is that when people saw new animals, all that they had, like when they're in these far off lands, is things that they already knew about. So like, oh, it was like a blank plus a blank, and instead of just saying, oh yeah, it's an elephant, they came back and said, oh, it's a colossus or something like that. Like, yeah, or it's it's like a big gray horse with a rope.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see that, but there's always a little bit of human mixed in there.
Okay,
or they're not always, but there's often enough. Yeah, a bit of human mixed in there, which that's the part that makes me think of it, not in terms of necessarily danger fucking. AKA some kind of human animal miscegenation. I just mean it was just kind of, when you look back to Greek myths where the gods are just constantly crossbreeding with humans in animal form. And then you think about in terms of how horror just reflects, scary stories reflect what we're scared of.
Right. Right.
So I just at the time, just bestiality had to have been a way bigger deal than it is now. I'm not saying
to be fair, it's still a big deal.
It's a big deal. And when eventually they release Ridley Scott's Manimal or whatever, I will that will reflect our current times. But
right.
It's just that just had to have been the equivalent of the Cloud. Have you heard about this new thing?
Yeah, they're called chimeras.
Yeah,
jeez.
I think it's pretty spooky and weird. Pretty weird if you ask me to fuck a lion. And then
doesn't seem so smart to me.
It doesn't seem so smart to me. And then storyteller Rick comes home and then tells a story about a chimera or a manticore.
Yeah.
Just really implied lion fucking.
Yeah.
And then it's let's give him some wings too. Fuck it. And then Yeah.
Oh, well, that could also be a cautionary tale away from it. Hey, don't put your dick in this hole, because what's going to result from that is this horrible monstrosity that will carry you away to its lair, weakened, so that his kids can practice kill you.
Yeah, which also sounds like that could be a metaphor for any number of fatherhood anxieties.
Huh. Gary, do you think we're bringing more of ourselves to this than we ought to?
I'm really scared of fucking a lion. I've been trying to find a way on this whole podcast to bring that up, and I thought I could bring it up, during the hippogriff, and I thought I could bring it up during these earlier entries, but this really is the place for it. I really think that one of these days I'm just gonna through no fault of my own, just end up having sex with a lion, and I don't, I'm not into it.
And you don't see a way out of this joke. Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.